Hi, welcome. In this video, I want to take just a couple minutes to talk about the journey. And again, putting out some videos, responding to Mark DeBose's journey as a trainer. And again, he's putting out some very insightful videos, which appears as though he's come to kind of, a moment, okay? Kind of having a epiphany by way of, what training represents, and talking about, the whole kind of thing about a counterfeit picture, the fake and phoniness of the dog training community. And, as he's doing his videos, again, I'm interested to see how this all kind of comes together, okay? Where does he end up or arrive? And again, I talk about, in terms of trainers themselves, and you see it again. I just did a series. I encourage you to check it out. It's on my part of my member area option, the back and forth between, say, Larry Crone and Ivan Belanoff. And you hear Larry Crone talking about, his journey, ending up as a balanced dog trainer. You see this a lot with these trainers that start, say, force free. They end up identifying as a balanced trainer end up identifying as a force free, and all this back and forth. And again, I talk about, one of the interesting things, you talk about the whole issue about, discipline and punishment and corrections, and talk about one of the big things about being able to reconcile the response of dogs to the relationship. But that all aligns with reconciling, okay, the role of influence, control properly, okay, through the right, top of the language of the method, okay, interaction based, very specific. Now understand that makes all the difference in the world when it comes to where you end up, okay, versus kind of throwing the baby out with the bathwater, and this is what happens, and then getting caught up in appearances, okay, this whole thing with a counterfeit picture. There's so much deception in appearances within the framework of response, and these are the themes I talk about. So all to say that I'm very interested to see where, as he does his videos, end up, okay? Who knows, okay? That's the thing, it's an opportunity, but again, as individuals, my encouragement is for people to ask the right questions. The information's out there, I talk about it, I show it. It can be very challenging because there are things in terms of the human-dog dynamic that will kind of can take your legs out. But I go through all that stuff. So, but again, all to say that very interesting in terms of DeBose's journey, and I encourage people to check out his content. When people wonder why it is how I engage with individuals on social media, with some of these individuals like the anti-dog trainer, well, you see go watch his content, how he responds. I just have no time or use for people want to get personal. That's why I talk about the Christopher Upton, just like Christopher Upton. Go look at his content. Ask yourself the question: would you talk with these people? That want to have a conversation? Absolutely not. Wouldn't even be not even about dogs that way. It's just about just how people engage and carry on. I mean, that's the problem. Is people don't like the information I'm putting out, but it's information. And the problem with all these individuals, they have their identities all twisted up in this stuff, and they lash out and they want to get all upset. Well, if it's about dogs, what are you getting upset about? Shouldn't it be about doing the right thing and let's audit this? And there is a problem in the dog training community, like obviously, like what's the why are these trainers getting all triggered anyway? It's information. Why are you getting upset? Well, I'll tell you why, because they've already made their decision. So otherwise, if they were open and receptive and wanted to figure all this mess out, they'd be like, okay, I'm gonna figure it out, and I'm willing to make if there's a trade-off, I'm willing to do that. If it's really about dogs, but that's not what it's about with these trainers. It's about their ego. It's about popularity, all for the wrong reasons, right? Easy to get in that trap. Just like it's easy to get in that trap of being deceived by way of appearances. So they're in that trap. And they did the stuff that I keep saying, I never did that. But that comes down to the ethics, okay? You talk about ethics in the dog training community. Well, there you go, okay? That's it. So all to say, very interesting journey in terms of DeBose check it out. But it is about the individual journey, okay? I keep saying that. It's about, the individual journey. But understand there is truth, there is a process. And, I put the information out, and there's nothing hidden, okay? Anyone can put everything I say to the test. There's nothing hidden. I put it all out there. And so my encouragement is to ask questions and move forward. And, but again, check out DeBose's videos. We'll see where it goes. Thanks for watching.